Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. The US federal government has shut down after Republican and Democratic lawmakers failed to resolve a budget standoff. The impasse affects the funding of government operations through October and beyond, and is poised to cause widespread disruption for Americans in areas ranging from air travel to student loans to zoo and museum closures. The political gridlock is also expected to put 40% of the federal workforce, around 750,000 people, on unpaid leave. Donald Trump has threatened a wave of sackings in response.
We can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like. So they're taking a risk by having a shutdown because of the shutdown, we can do things medically and other ways, including benefits. We can cut large numbers of people out. We don't want to do that, but we don't want fraud, waste, and abuse.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody here, heartfelt welcome to Copenhagen, a heartfelt welcome to Danish industry.
EU leaders are meeting in Copenhagen under pressure to boost European defence after a series of Russian incursions into EU airspace and days after drones targeted Danish airports. The incursions have become most acute for countries on the EU's eastern flank, such as Poland and Estonia. A number of member states have already backed plans for a multi-layered drone wall to quickly detect, then track and destroy Russian drones. At least 69 people have been killed and dozens more injured after a powerful 6.9 magnitude earthquake struck the central Philippines. The province of Cebu, which suffered the brunt of the damage, declared a state of calamity early on Wednesday after thousands spent the night on the streets amid repeated aftershocks. The earthquake comes barely more than a week after the country was hit by back-to-back typhoons, which killed more than 20 people. Part of a 17-story residential building in the Bronx area of New York has collapsed in what the fire department is calling a major emergency. Aerial footage from the scene shows a massive vertical scar on the side of the building with a huge pile of rubble on the ground. The New York Fire Department says that operations are ongoing and no injuries have been reported. Kenyan police have offered a reward of 1 million shillings or $7,700 for information leading to the arrest of a suspected serial killer. It's been more than a year since Collins Jemaisi Kulasha escaped from custody. Kulasha was the prime suspect in the murder of more than 40 women whose mutilated bodies were discovered in a disused quarry that became a dump site in the capital Nairobi. Shortly after his arrest, he escaped from custody along with 12 others after reportedly cutting through a wire mesh roof and scaling a perimeter wall.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You are found guilty as charged.
South African opposition politician Julius Malema has been found guilty of illegal possession of a gun and firing it in public, offences which carry a minimum sentence of 15 years in prison. In 2018, a video emerged showing the Economic Freedom Fighters leader using a semi-automatic rifle to fire several shots in the air during his party's 5th anniversary celebrations. He was charged alongside his former bodyguard, who was acquitted.
We live here highly determined. We are going to fight this up until the Constitutional Court. We are coming on the 23rd of January for sentencing, and after sentencing, we will immediately put an appeal so that we can go to the higher court because we think a judgment is faulty.
20th Century Fox presents...
And 20th Century Studios and Disney have confirmed that The Simpsons will return for a sequel movie 20 years after the original.
Dad, it's not fair to use a bug zapper to catch the fish.
The poster for the new film, shared on various social media platforms, shows a donut being grabbed alongside the tagline, "Homer's coming back for seconds."
President Schwarzenegger.
That is me.
Springfield has reached crisis levels.
Based on Fox's popular and long-running animated sitcom, which follows the lives of Homer, Marge and their 3 children, Bart, Lisa and Maggie, the as-yet untitled sequel is set to be released on the 23rd of July, 2027.
This is the worst day of my life.
The worst day of your life so far.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.